Now, routed and routing protocols. There is a difference between routed and routing protocols, okay? A routed protocol is what it says right there, IP, IPX, AppleTalk. These are the ones that we're used to, right? Then we have DegNet, Banyan, Vines, all right? These are the IP addressing schemes that we create, they sit on an interface. Where the routing protocols, which we're so familiar with, or we will be, we have RIP, EIGRP, OSPF, IS, and BGP. These are the protocols that are going to create the path from the source to the destinations. These are the routing protocols are the ones that actually, based on their algorithm, because not all have the same algorithm, based on their algorithm, they're going to decide, hey, which is the best way to go? Which is the best way to go? All right, so that's the difference between routed protocols and routing protocols. So to make it simple for you, understand routed protocols, those are IPs, okay? They just sit on an interface. Routing protocols, all right, use the IP scheme in order to create that routing table that takes us where we need to go, okay? Think about it that way. And there's the difference, there's the definition right there about the different protocols and things of that nature between routed and routing protocols. Now, we're going to get into heavily with RIP, EIGRP, OSPF. We'll get into the sub commands that we didn't do in the previous certification. We will be getting into the sub commands of this particular certification because that is what they require. Now, even when we talk about layer 2, okay, where their switches are at, we're going to be using multiple root bridges. But again, when we get to span tree, we'll talk about those things. So as you can see, there is a lot, and I believe that is the last slide, okay? There's a lot of information that is going to be covered in detail. This is just a critical foundation. This is what we're going to get into, and this is what we're going to discuss. But you need to have at least a basic understanding, okay? Basic knowledge on all these things, because it's not just about going and configuring something. No, anybody can do that. I can give you a piece of paper and you can just copy it down and memorize the commands, and that's it. But you got to understand the why, okay? And why are we configuring here in this particular point? So it's that design. Is that, you know, why are we using RIP at this particular layer, and then another one we're using EIGRP, and we're using OSPF, and then we're using BGP? Why are we doing all these things? Why are we using IPv6 versus IPv4? Why can't we just use, you know, both at the same time? Why? And that is what you need to understand, is the why are we doing it this way, and how should we do it to follow the best practice, okay, that Cisco gives us, or Microsoft for that matter. All right, so I hope you're ready, because you wanted detail, now you got it. All right, so I'll see everybody in the next lecture.